What's going on, guys? Let me start this video with a question. Are you a huge sports fan and do you like going to sports games? Well, today you're in luck because I have a promo code for SeatGeek, which is a ticket sharing app that rates each ticket deal you might come across on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being the worst and 10 being the best. Scores more towards 0 show up in red, while scores more towards 10 show up in green. My promo code to get $20 off on SeatGeek is OberSports. You use that code, you get $20 off on any single purchase you want on SeatGeek. With that being said, let's get to the video. What's going on, guys? Jacob Ober here. Welcome to my official 2019 NFC East quarterback rankings. This is the second video in an 8-part series where I rank every single quarterback in every single division in the NFL. I did the NFC North last week. This week I'm doing the NFC East, so let's jump right into the list here. This one might be pretty controversial. My last list was debatable, but I don't really think it was that controversial. This one might ruffle a few feathers. We'll see what happens, but coming in at number 4, this one isn't going to be too controversial, this ranking. Number 4 is going to be Case Keenum, and I expect Case Keenum to be the Redskins starter. They haven't really made an official announcement or leaned one way or the other, but he is the one with the most experience of their current quarterback trio of Dwayne Haskins, Colt McCoy, and Case Keenum. So I would assume that they're going to go with Case Keenum this upcoming season. But Case Keenum, he's not bad. He's not good. He's kind of in the middle. He had a really good season a couple years ago. Last year, he was kind of he wasn't that great. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't that great. 18 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. I mean, he had some really bad games. He had some really decent, really good games. So, I mean, he's just, truth be told, he's just not on the same level as any of the other 3 quarterbacks in this division. And, I mean, he's not a guy who can be a franchise quarterback. The rest of these 3 guys on this list, I would say, could be franchise quarterbacks. I don't really think Case Keenum is that guy. I think his role is best served as a backup quarterback, and since he's starting, that kind of automatically puts him at the lowest spot on my list if I think he's a backup quarterback. But I mean, I don't hate Case Keenum. I don't have anything against him, but I just don't think he's on par with any of the other 3 quarterbacks in this division. He's very average, and you know exactly what you're getting out of him. So, moving on to the number 3 ranking, though, this might ruffle a few feathers. Number 3 in this division is Dak Prescott. And the reason I say that is because I think Dak Prescott would be far worse. I think his numbers would be far worse without the incredible offensive line play and his incredible running back Ezekiel Elliott. Dak Prescott, no, don't get me wrong. Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. I don't think Dak Prescott is bad. I don't think he's trash. I think he's an above average to good quarterback. But I don't think he is better than number 3 in this division. And the reason why is because he has had a lot of benefit from the players around him. Maybe not so much his defense, but I mean, his running back, his offensive line, I mean, you could put almost any quarterback in that same position and they would have a lot of success. And I mean, it's been something that's kind of been a reoccurring thing in Cowboys history, especially when you look back to Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman was an above average to good quarterback that's really inflated a lot because of his 4 championships that were mainly won on the backs of his offensive line, his running back, and his star wide receiver. Dak Prescott, I don't think it's nearly as extreme as that example, but Dak Prescott still benefits a lot from the offense around him. He has some really good receivers. He has a really good running game, a really good offensive line. I feel like he could put a lot of guys in his position, and that's why I'm going with him as at number 3. Moving on to number 2, I have Eli Manning. And this is the reason I put Eli Manning above Dak Prescott, and it goes back to what I just said about Dak Prescott having a lot of help. I feel like if you put Eli Manning in that offense, I feel like the Cowboys would be significantly better because I think Eli Manning is a better passer than Dak Prescott. Now, that doesn't mean Eli Manning's perfect, of course. Eli Manning has had a lot of trouble with turnovers in his career. Last year, he cut down on those turnovers a little bit, only had 11 interceptions, still only had 21 touchdowns, which was 1 short of Dak Prescott's number, but he did throw for higher yards per attempt, and he threw for over 4,000 yards. So, I think that Eli Manning, if you put him in that offense, if you put him in that situation, you know, he would make that offense a lot better because I feel like he is a better quarterback. I feel like he is a better thrower of the football. And if you gave Eli Manning that kind of running game, that kind of offense, guys like Amari Cooper to throw to, of course, you could also make that argument for he's had Odell Beckham the past few years. But, I mean, to me, I think that the Cowboys would be better with Eli Manning over Dak Prescott. And that might be a hot take for some people. It isn't for me because I feel like Eli Manning is a better passer of the football, and I feel like he would be better suited in an offense like that. Dak Prescott is, like I said, I still think he's a good quarterback, but he definitely is made to look a lot better because of the talent around him on that offense. That offensive line, that running game, it's so important and so vital to a quarterback's success. And when you're a guy like Eli Manning, especially before last year when they didn't really have a running back, they didn't really have a running game, and they were kind of forced to throw the football a lot. If you put Dak Prescott in that same situation, he probably would be a lot worse off, you know. But anyways, that's my reasoning for Eli over Dak. Moving on to my number one quarterback right now, it's going to be Carson Wentz for me. And Carson Wentz, yeah, a lot of people might say, well, he gets injured too much. Well, we haven't seen enough out of him. I think we have. I think we've seen plenty out of him. He was on his way to an NFL MVP in 2017 before he got injured. He injured his knee. And last year, he was doing pretty good. He suffered more injuries, but at the same time, you know, his statistics from last year, they speak for themselves. What did he have? 22 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, had the highest quarterback rating in the division, threw for over 3,000 yards, probably would have made it to 4,000 if he had played the entire year. I think he's the most athletically gifted quarterback in the division, or it's close between him and Dak, but I think he's the most talented. I definitely think he's the most talented. He kind of reminds me a lot of Aaron Rodgers, actually, the way he's able to, you know, escape out of the pocket and still make throws on the money, the way he plays, the style of his play. It does remind me a lot of Aaron Rodgers, and that's why I like him so much. And honestly, I think he's the best passer. I think he has the best pocket awareness in the division, and I think he's just overall the best quarterback in that division. I think this video is probably going to get a lot of hate, might get a lot of dislikes. That's okay. You guys can disagree with me all you want. Leave some reasoning down in the comments section below, though. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Who do you think is the 1, 2, 3, and 4 quarterbacks in the NFC East? Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.